As I sit here in the dark abyss, I start to contemplate to myself. I start to negotiate inside of my mind. What am I thinking? What am I doing? Walking into Road to Glory against a big Goliath of man known as Sikasa here. What have I done? What accomplishments have I present to simply show that I can beat Sikasa here? Now let's go to this down this narrow road, shall we? Let's give a bit of a backstory. I once was a little boy in a Canadian home. We were homeless. We had to live house from house to provide for ourselves, put clothes in our backs, brush our teeth, get a proper shower bath, and even have food in our mouths. It took us a while for us to realize that we are no longer in Canada. So at the age of 7 years old, I entered the United States to a good old place called Indianapolis, Indiana. My father's brother lived there. He went to his house, and let me tell you, my uncle is a good man. He's a really good man. When we could have sat outside in the cold with no blankets, just our coats and sandals on, our uncle, my uncle, tucked us into his home and fed us. Make sure we had the proper care to survive. And that lasted almost a year. Until my mother got her social security card, her transportation card to enter the United States. And then, little old boy Joshua X. Myers looked at a TV screen in 2008. Now, this is when SmackDown was on the CW or UPN, whatever state you're in. And there once was a man who strode down the ring with his head up high, wearing a suit, and kept calling himself the best in the world. That man was Chris Jericho. And Chris Jericho, a fellow Canadian, struggled through the same stuff I went through. He battled the same exact addiction that my family been through. But then my mom and my dad, they devoted themselves to Jesus Christ. And when we went to church, American church, our lives were changed forever. Now, upon going to church, my mom fixed her addiction. My dad fixed alcoholism. Let's fast forward to my teen years. My mom was still sober and clean, while my father went right back to his addiction of alcohol. He suffered through all that addiction and alcoholism until I turned the age of 18. And let's remind you guys something. At the age of 18, I was back in Canada at a wrestling school. I mean, it's not no heart dungeon or anything, but it was wrestling school. When I was training to be a wrestling school, I found out my stepdad, or consider my real dad, was in the hospital. And I looked into the cold, dead body of my stepdad. And his very last words meant a dozen to me. He always told me to always do what makes me happy. He always told me that I can become something in life if I work my ass hard enough to do so. I did that. I've been doing that. I listened to his message, and every time I look down at myself, every time I look at a picture at him, every time I see a gift he gave me before he passed away, I just remind myself that I've came so far. The road that I've been on has been such a struggle. It's been such a struggle to get to the point I'm at. Becoming a one-time F1 World Heavyweight Champion and becoming the first ever F1 World Heavyweight Champion and considerably the second longest reigning F1 World Heavyweight Champion if we're calling Secrets here right now. But that does not matter. Upon that loss, it motivated me. It motivated me to become something in life. It motivated me to become the F1 World Heavyweight Champion. It motivated me to win every match I have in my whole career. And then I lost it. I lost my edge. I lost my pride. I lost my integrity. I lost my charisma. I was just sitting at home at the edge of my bed, just crying to myself because I knew I failed. I failed my family. I failed my little brother. I failed my stepdad who passed away. I failed my relationship I was in. I failed it all because I lost a belt. Because I decided one selfish thing. And it ruined me. It ruined me for life. Then I came back. Won the F1 International Championship. Won the F1 Junior Heavyweight Championship. Won the television title. And I became a Grand Slam champion. The first ever F1 Grand Slam champion, to be exact. But fulfilling that accomplishment was not just enough for me. I had to find a way for me to touch World Heavyweight title gold again. And I knew exactly what I had to do. I won the F1 Rumble at Judgment Day 2022. And upon winning that punched my ticket to Road to Glory. Secrets are here. I know you're here listening. I know you can hear very clearly behind that big ass ego you have, big man. You're nothing but just a stepping stone. You're nothing but just an obstacle in my way back up to the top. Secrets are here. You can knock me down. You can push me down. You can make me bleed. You can do whatever you imagine to. But at the end of the day, secrets are here. It means nothing. It means nothing compared to the struggle. It means nothing compared to the tribulation I went through. It means nothing to waking up at night and crying myself to sleep thinking I wish I was at the top again. It means a do or die situation to become the F1 World Heavyweight Champion for a second time. It means a lot. I don't need a 3-time reign. I don't need a 4-time reign. I don't need a 5-time reign. I just need one more run. Because I don't know how long I have. Anytime by now I could retire. Anytime by now I could just end it all. And become a manager. Become the owner of F1 once again. Which I still am. But as a competitor, it might be over for me. So I advise you secrets are here to hold that title until Road to Glory. Because when we step into the ring, when we go head to head, when we go toe to nose, we go nose to nose, secrets are here. That is your time. That is your reign. That is your glory. But my glory is to win the F1 World Heavyweight title. This is my story. This is the time for me to showcase who I really am. Last time, I didn't showcase who I was. This time I can. This time I can be a better example for my family. This time I can be a better example for the locker room. This time I can be a more of a deserving champion than the past few years. But I'm going to stop talking Caesar here. You know the message. I have the answer. Just remember, darkness always prevails until you have the lights on.